According to a study conducted in 2018 by Vital Study, the average amount of time spent in a clinic waiting room is 18 minutes per visit. Now that's a lot of time spent in the waiting room, and I know none of us want to waste our time in the clinic. Hello, my name is Luke, and I am the CMO of HarpoCrates Data, and we are the creators of HarpoCrates.
Hello, my name is Mars. I am the CEO. Hello, my name is Aaron. I'm the co-CEO and CTO.
Hello, my name is Nathan. I'm the CFO.
Hello, my name is Habib, and I'm the web designer.
Hi, my name is Bailey. I'm the secretary.
Apollo Portal is an app where you can store and access your medical information while keeping it safe, private, and secure. Now we offer, with participating clinics, an easy and simple way to store and access your medical information.
So first, what is the problem? The problem is that patients at clinics experience lots of time wasted filling out paperwork that they may or may not have already filled out from their last visit or their old clinic. So this problem takes about 18 minutes out of each patient's day. So our mission is to create a secure, accessible, and reliable medical app that allows you to store and access your medical information with your preferred clinic. And our vision is to be the trusted go-to method for storing and accessing that information, so making it quick and easy so that you can cut that waiting time.
This is Jennifer. She prioritizes her children. Her preferred methods of communication are text, DM, and Snapchat. She is 35 Caucasian female and has been married since the age of 25 for 10 years, and she makes $70K per year. She finds a problem and struggles with prioritizing her work over her children and prioritizing her children over her work. It's hard with having a tough schedule, and she wants to make the most out of her time.
So we have three main competitors: Oracle, MyChart by Epic, and the Veterans Care Office. All of these competitors either have a medical app that is similar to ours, or are an electronic medical record system that is in development that is similar to ours. But none of these competitors currently have clinic scanning, where you can actually go into your clinic and scan it. And none of our competitors are as simple and easy as our app.
What is unique about us? With the Apollo Portal app, you will be able to edit your medical information wherever and wherever you need. It will be more efficient for clinics, and it will save you more time. It will also be available on any software.
This is our ad campaign. With this ad campaign, we want to project and we want to portray the simplicity of using our app. While just opening the app and accessing your medical information, while also being able to scan at the front desk of your preferred clinic.
This is our landing page, also known as a lead capture page. And what's on our landing page is our medical app and also a brief description of what our service provides.
So this right here is our mock-up for our app. So the first screen is just a splash screen that shows our logo and tells them who we are. This screen is the sign-in screen. So in the bottom left, there's a sign-up button, and right here you can select your clinic, which it'll pop up with clinics that are with us. After you do that, you enter a unique patient number, your social security, and your date of birth. Then you enter basic information like your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number, your address, just those basic information. Then you can enter that information and sign in. Right here is a quick access menu. So at the top is everything you need. And then here at the bottom, those boxes will have updates for if you need to update information. Right here is the step one for filling out your information. So you select your insurance and you enter your medical information. Next is you review it to make sure it's all correct. So then after you do that, it'll take you to step 3, which is the scanning page. So this is where you can click that button, which will take you to the actual area where you can click and scan. So you can give the clinic your medical information. The next page will be the recent visits page. This is the 5 most recent visits you have, and this will tell you the date you visited, the location of the clinic, and the reason you visited. The last page is the settings. This is where you can customize the app to your preferences for your security, your account information, and things like if you want a dark mode, that's what we have there. After that, you can sign up.
So our definition of success is a conversion rate of 5% or conversion to 5 out of every 100 potential customers.
This is our market size. If you look to your left, you'll see our total addressable market, which is the amount of clinics in the United States, which is 34,752 clinics. At 50%, which would be 17,376 clinics, we have a projected revenue of $2.4 billion. And if you look on your right, you'll see our serviceable addressable market, which is 1,505 clinics for the state of California. And then 60%, which would be 903 clinics, would give us a projection of $123 million in revenue. We're at 1.9 billion at 0.9% of our market shares.
So prices, so because we are B2B and B2C, meaning business to business and business to consumer, we have two sets of pricings. So for the consumer being patient of these clinics, it'll be free for installation on Google Play and App Store, whereas the clinics will be charged $140,000 annually with a $20,000 installation fee, along with the fee of $13,000 per an additional 1,000 patients to the clinic. So over here, it is still under development, but our starting cost is looking at around $40,000, with the top two costs being app development and legal fees such as HIPAA compliance, business agreements, such things like that. So going on to our ongoing costs, SG&A, we're looking at around $550,000, with the top two costs being app maintenance and salaries, these maintenances, security, update, emergency, we have things like that. And then over here in the middle, you can see how our money will be distributed a little bit more specifically. So over here, you guys see how we have three sets of charging. So fall quarter, we have an expected growth rate of 25%, and installation fee being 13.1, with the fee per 1,000 being 6.5. So over here in the light blue, you can see that this is the revenue, and the blue itself being gross profit, and the net income being purple. So right here, year one, we're looking at upwards of 1.9 million, with the gross profit being also 1.9 million, a little bit lower, and then the net income after expenses being 1.5 million. And then over here, you can see year two and year three.
Now, will you join us as we strive towards turning that 18 minutes into 18 seconds? You can find all our contact information right there, and you can also scan that QR code to go to our landing page. Thank you.
I'll start. That's excellent presentation. I think it's definitely a pain point for every single person in the world, whoever has been to any clinic or medical office. The presentation was very well done, very informative, made sense, flowed well. And I think there's only one thing that I have a question about, and that is the. Can you go to your fees? Your revenue. So the clinics would pay $140,000 annually each.
Yes.
And so the $20,000 is an initial installation fee, and then $13,000 for 1,000 patients. So your first year, you're talking about $173,000. So so if I'm on a clinic, why would I spend money?
Or you spend the money. So this, as you've seen, that it offers, it shortens the time in the clinics, but our competitors being Epic and Oracle, Epic charges upwards of $600,000 for the same. It is similar features, but we feel that we can put the same system but lower and leave room for profit.
So that's a good answer, and it would have been probably maybe helpful to show that comparison. And also, if you're doing a return on investment or a net present value, you want to be able to show the economics. I'm assuming it allows you to move more patients to your office.
Yes.
Okay, well, wasn't never said, but I assume that, but it probably should say that. And then maybe do some simple math showing, the cost savings, those kind of things, because then it starts making more sense from a financial standpoint. That's really the only questions I have. Any idea?
So yeah, initially, you're saving $425,000 using our system over Epics.
I will agree and say that I thought it was a really good presentation. I think leading up to this screen here, I thought this was going to be an app that I paid for as the user, because the pitch was pain points about me as the user, not pain points about the clinic or how it will affect or improve the clinic. And so I was like, when you got this, I was like, oh, it's free for me. Cool, that's easy. That's an easy sell. Like I'm gonna download that app. And so I think changing that pitch is that your pitch is going to a clinic rather than the actual patient itself, and like how does that help and overall that? I think there is a viable option also for a patient paid for app on a much smaller scale that like you can take it in and like have that information readily available is like where the direction I thought you were going. And so, but yeah, so I think that'd be my one critique in that pitch is that like it was pain point about Jennifer and her struggle with her family and like all of those things, and then we got here and then it was like it made a whole script flip to about the clinics, and I was like, okay, so yeah. But other than that, I thought it was a really good presentation. Good idea.
Yeah, overall, great presentation. It sounds like you definitely have an idea of where this is going to be going, what you guys want to be doing. I just, to kind of go off of that, it definitely does seem like you guys were targeting more so the citizens and patients versus the clinics here. And that kind of makes me wonder, what is your strategy to get in front of so many clinics? Because you need to have what sounds like a 50 to 60% share of the market for this to really work out, right? So how are you going to get in front of those? Because I did not see marketing or sales necessarily in your cost analysis.
So with the way we want to market it is we want to also we want to show clinics that this is something that users want. That the turnaround between seeing the ad and then signing up through our screen test is so that way when we present this information to a clinic that it's backed up by users. And understanding that it cuts down the amount of time that you spend in the waiting room, that there's more patients that you can see per day, and that we can also reduce the amount of managers and front desk workers. By improving their setup, that means you cut down on someone's salary, you cut down the amount of money that they're expecting, reducing that.
Right, I understand the value benefit that you're trying to give to these clinics, but what I'm specifically asking is how are you going to get Apollo Portal in front of a clinic and give them a demonstration or a demo or somehow and get that clinic to give you that much money?
Right.
Like, what's the strategy? Are you guys going to go to every clinic in America?
If we have to, no. But what we want to do is, if we're going to start locally, we're going to start with clinics here in Fresno, clinics that are struggling with being able to push out as many patients.
How are you going to identify those?
So we're just going to, first off, I think the best way that we found to be able to accomplish that is simply cold calling, asking the clinics if they have something in place already, or if they're interested in just bringing up the amount of patients that they see. And through that, we want to be able to get in contact with whoever the front desk manager is, or the person who's in charge. We want to get to that point so we can present this information to them, give them the opportunity to be able to do that.
I've tried cold calling offices and doctors. They are always busy.
Right.
They will never answer the phone. The manager will not give you to the doctor or whoever the decision maker is when you can't get something substantial in front of them. I've tried many times. Nobody likes cold calls. From what I found, I could very well be wrong, but from my experience, it's never been enjoyable. So I think that there could be other places, like going to a convention or the right conference would be really great for you guys to get in front of so many people, not necessarily cold calling and trying to hope that somebody is struggling, right? Something to consider.
Thank you.
I'm going to tag on to that and jump in on my piece. Sorry, Ken, you can come after that, I suppose. But because he took the piece about how are you getting in front of them and then identified that problem, and I just wanted to expand on another potential solution. I don't know if pharmaceutical reps are independent contractors. If a pharmaceutical rep is an independent contractor. They could absolutely be a mobilized sales force for you as an add-on product if they offer to a doctor's office or clinic. They're already in there. They already know the decision makers. They're already meeting with the decision makers. And that relationship is worth a lot of money to get you out there and get you going. So you realize that an initial investment in partnering with them is done. Once the relationship's made and the app's up, you don't have to pay again. So you might take a significant amount of your startup cost, add to that, consider that, look into that. It's not just pharmaceutical reps, also like, and you're saying clinics, but I didn't see you say doctor's offices, specialty offices, or anything else. If you're doing those sorts of things, then you get into reps that actually rep heart monitors, pacemakers. All these reps come through certain offices, and they all know who the decision maker is. They carry great relationships. They get actually pulled by other companies to bring their 1,800 doctor relationships that they have with decision makers, and they leave and get a big bonus to go sell for somebody else. So that's a way you might Trojan horse yourself into it and get things going. I don't actually want to give much more comment because I'd like an hour with you guys at another time. I have too many things flowing that'll just goof up what's happening here, but there's a lot of merit to this.
Great presentation, very professional. I liked it a lot. Of course, one of my biggest concerns is security. I've had my identity stolen, my credit card stolen, probably off my phone. So in terms of security, I do want to focus on that question first.
Okay, so your medical information won't be stored directly on your app. It'll be stored in a cloud, so that it's easier to set up a security system where if there's a breach, that it'll shut down, it will close off the account, it will back up the information, and it will notify both the patient and the doctor. And within minutes, it will make sure everything's locked down. It'll secure everything.
And to add on to Aaron, we will be outsourcing our security, so it will be a trusted security team for information.
Thank you very much.
One other thing I was wondering about, sorry, Cam, were you good?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I think that you could have revenue from the patients in that they're just having their medical information available. It's a big deal. You go talk to a new doctor and they're not part of your system or whatever. Just being able to download your entire medical records to somebody just by having them scan a QR code or whatever, that's a big deal. And I think that'd be valuable as an optional service to offer to the patients, for whatever amount of money, a fixed fee or a monthly fee or whatever. You could make revenue, I think, if I could just know that I could get to my information. If I was talking to any doctor, what if there's an ER, I gotta go to an ER and they wanna know my medical history and I can just scan, they can just scan my phone and I can give them everything they need to know, that could be worth something, even outside of the system that you've set up. I just thought that occurred to me.
Well, I've got to talk.
I can second that too. I mean, if you start, something that started formulating in my mind because of how it started is if you start with the citizen and patient app and it being a source where you can store your medical information and you having a revenue source there, then you get 500, 5,000, 10,000 patients that are using the app that are paying you, $9.99 or whatever for that app. And then all of a sudden you're able to go to a clinic and say, hey, we have 25,000 people that use our app to store their information. For this amount, you can easily scan it and will automatically populate into your system and save your team time and your administrative staff. And so it could be, as he said, the Trojan horse for you getting into these clinics is starting with the client patient base and then working your way and getting a book of people that you're already like, hey, and half of these people, when you get demographic information, half these people already use your clinic. Now you have a selling point for those clinics that are going to spend the big money and really be the one that pushes through for your business. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I have too much to say.
And there's another point too, it could cut down front-end staff. So, I mean, you're gonna cost savings right there might pay for itself. Right, you're gonna cut down more, less people in front. So
Yeah, that's one of the things I was gonna say. I'll say it now just so the rest of the people here that are looking at this and can give you input. The software that the desk is using and the software that you use, if there's a way to integrate or marry it, see what happens right now. And I go to a clinic. I actually love the doctor at my clinic better than my regular doctor, so I wait till he closes, and then I can go, and my insurance will pay if my main office is closed. I like the doctor so well. But I have to fill out 3 pages every time I go there. The same 3 pages. I'm filling with ink and a clipboard. It's antiquated. Now, what I fill out on there, that front desk help, which Kent's talking about, has to read my handwriting and try to type it at some point later in the day, working overtime. I don't know when, because I know she can't type all that in before I get admitted. So there's this whole software integration thing that you really are, you're close to something explosive, I think, here, that could really be a market disruptor.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
one more thing to add, unless someone else, can you go back to your startup cost? It's 40,000?
Oh, yeah, it is the under development plan. We have a lot to add. We have the information, it needs to be.
Add 2 zeros.
Yeah, that needs to be adjusted. I saw that, and I thought I was reading it wrong, but yeah. I even asked Calvin, I was like, did they say 40,000? Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be much more.
Well, so, and I have another thought. So maybe a play could be that you develop this for the insurance company. So, for example, Blue Cross has everybody on everywhere, at different clinics, different doctors. So this allows them to have a standard, you know, that every one of their patients has to. There's not an option. They all have to use this app. And so when they go and they do a Blue Cross or Blue Shield visit, then they use your app because that's what Blue Cross uses. And now you're really big time. So I don't know how that would work, but it seems like you get those guys on board, that could be really cool. So I don't know if I don't think they do that. I don't think they do that at all, actually. So.
The closest one is Kaiser.
Kaiser does, but that's because their whole system is that way. And so Kaiser's great. I just walk in, give them my card, I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. I see my doctor, I'm out of there. But everybody else, every other doctor's office doesn't have that luxury. But by you having this app, and that's what I was thinking of, is Kaiser. You almost turn them into like having that kind of system where it really streamlines everything that happens. It seems like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think there's potential there.
So currently, actually, we are looking into integrating with insurance companies in the software they use to actually input the information. So we will add that to what we're looking at.
Another possible source too would be brokers. So like CalChoice is a big one in California, or Choice Builders. And so they're the ones that broker out Blue Cross, Kaiser, who I as an employer, you know, I go through them to get my insurance plans. And so the broker is able to then have this app and say, hey, anybody on our platform that we offer can use this app and have that information. It could be another source for that as well. So.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.